Rated T for being a little naughty.
What's up, Geek? Welcome to another Top 10. If you're interested in this kind of content, I'd strongly suggest that you subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Without any further ado, let's jump right into it.
Everything in this backyard wants to, eat you.
For this list, we'll be looking at awesome games you've probably never heard of.
That's right, get ready to experience the game that won every award for everything ever, like you've never seen it before. Grab a friend and hammer through the most heartwarming / horrible story you'll ever experience.
Number 10. Battle Block Theater. Battle Block Theater is a comedy platform game in which players control prisoners as they are forced to play through games devised by Harry Harrington. Controls are simple, with the game largely consisting of running, jumping, and punching. The main mode of the game is the Adventure mode, which can be played solo or cooperatively with a second player. This mode can be played in either normal or insane mode.
Charity, bravery, handsomeness, gentlemanity, inoffensive smell, and of course, proper head size. Guess that explains why cats can't wear it. Plus, whoever heard of a cat in a hat? That's preposterous.
During cooperative play, players are able to work together to overcome obstacles, which includes throwing them across gaps, using their heads as platforms, and help each other get up ledges. Although there's just as much opportunity for partner sabotage. Adventure modes consist of various worlds, each with a set of levels.
Who wears the hat calls the shots, and in a time long forgotten, maintained balance and ensured that everyone was plump and happy and wanted for nothing.
Mixing cartoon art style with well-thought levels, this game is widely acclaimed for its challenging and funny moments. Despite its amazing quality in gameplay, Battle Block is not that famous. It's definitely worth a shot though.
It's only a matter of time before something truly horrifying happens. But try to keep a sunny disposition as you sink further into darkness, yeah? Nobody likes a crybaby.
Welcome to Midgard, a richly generic fantasy world, engulfed for decades in terrible peace. But the peace did not last.
Number 9. Magica 2. Magica 2 is an action-adventure video game, the sequel to Magica. The opening of Magica 2 starts with a backstory, how 1 through 4 wizards from the Order of Magic saved Midgard from certain doom multiple times. Magica 2 might seem a bit complicated at first, but once you get the hang of it, you won't stop playing it. Equipped with a large number of spell combinations, the co-op as well as the solo mode are pretty enjoyable and enticing.
With crabs like these, who needs dragons?
Number 8. The Long Dark. The Long Dark is a survival game set in an open-world environment and played from a first-person perspective. The game takes place in the frigid Canadian wilderness, where the player assumes the role of a crash-landed pilot struggling to survive after a geomagnetic storm. There are 3 game modes available to the player: Story, Survival, and Challenge mode.
Are you in trouble?
Are you gonna help me or not?
The objective is for the player to survive as long as possible by scavenging and utilizing whatever resources they may find within the world. This includes commodities such as food, water, firewood, medicine, and tools such as weapons, and other items. Wildlife is also present.
The power went out. Who knows the reason? People started to get cold, hungry. They panicked, started to talk crazy.
Through many updates, this game has stood out as one of the best in the genre. This game seamlessly blends elements of adventure and horror games. The diversity of what it can do is amazing, and the watercolor-like graphics give the game a unique look.
Just when you thought it was safe to go back to the yard.
Number 7. Grounded. Grounded is a survival game that can be played either in first person or third person. In the game, the protagonist is shrunk to the size of an ant and must strive to survive in a backyard.
Weapons! You'll probably need some weapons.
The backyard is filled with various bugs and insects, such as spiders, bees, dust mites, and ladybugs. Different insects have different purposes in the game. For example, spiders are one of the game's top predators that will hunt down the players. Ladybugs can lead the players to food sources, and aphids can be cooked and consumed for food.
You'll either be fine or you will be dead. It's really up to you.
Grounded is still in early access and undergoing constant update, which is the reason why the game features low in the list. Thus far, the game brings originality and great graphics to the table. This game has a huge potential and we might be witnessing one of the best survival games come into existence. You can't miss it.
And you might come across some strange things while looking around. I'm not sure who put them here or what they want. What I do know is that they're watching.
Number 6. Kerbal Space Program. Kerbal Space Program is a space flight simulation video game. In the game, plays direct and developing space program, staffed and crewed by green humanoid aliens known as Kerbals. The game features a realistic orbital physics engine, allowing for various real-life orbital maneuvers, such as the Hohmann transfer orbit and orbital rendezvous. From this space center, players can create rockets, aircraft, spaceplanes, rovers, and other craft from a provided set of components. Once built, the craft can be launched by players from the KSC Launchpad or Runway in an attempt to complete the player-set or game interactive missions, while avoiding partial catastrophic failure, such as lack of fuel or structural failure. This is the game you start playing for fun and end up learning rocket science. Kerbal Space Program is a game with limitless possibilities. It has a very steep learning curve and will constantly challenge you. If you have ever dreamed of actually being an astronaut, this is definitely for you. Number 5. Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley is a simulation role-playing video game in which players take the role of a character who takes over their deceased grandfather's dilapidated farm in a place known as Stardew Valley. The game is open-ended, allowing players to take on activities such as growing crops, raising livestock, crafting goods, mining for ores, selling produce, and socialize with townspeople, including marriage and having children. It also allows up to 3 other players to play together online. If you're fond of pixelated indie games, Stardew Valley will not let you down, not even for a second. The light-hearted atmosphere of this game has successfully brought a feeling of happiness to hundreds of thousands of players. Simplicity at its finest. Number 4. Ancestors, The Humankind Odyssey. Ancestors, The Humankind Odyssey is a survival game in which players control a lineage of primates and are tasked to ensure its survival in prehistoric Africa and facilitate its evolution. Played from a third-person perspective, players control a member of a primate clan and have to manage the player's character's health by eating, drinking, and sleeping. The game starts in African jungle, an open world filled with threats. Players have to climb trees and will suffer injuries if they fall down or are attacked by predators. As you progress, new areas are opened up for you to explore. The game can be daunting at first, but once you start to figure it all out, it's hard to walk away from your clan. The environment is beautifully constructed with mind-blowing details. This game will make you feel a sense of accomplishment like few others. Number 3. Green Hell. The game is played in first-person perspective in single-player mode or cooperative multiplayer. It is an open-world simulation in which the player has to ensure their survival by collecting raw materials and food, as well as crafting objects and cabins. The player starts in a lone jungle camp without any further context.
Jake, I know this might sound stupid under the circumstances, but I am glad we came back here.
The story revolves around Jack Riggins, an anthropologist and rainforest researcher who wakes up in the jungle on the edge of the Amazon River. He tries to familiarize himself with the surroundings to ensure his survival, and to find his wife Mia, who went missing after going on a solo trip to the nearby tribal village.
Dear Mia, I know I should be there with you. The Omalu promised that they would help you. I just need to gain their trust, like you did.
This game features among one of the best survival games. The storyline is attractive and realistic. As for the gameplay, it's immersive and enjoyable. Coupled with unbelievable graphics, Greenhell will end up teaching you a lot about surviving in the Amazon rainforest. Number 2. Spore. Spore is a 2008 live simulation real-time strategy god game that allows a player to control the development of a species from its beginnings as a microscopic organism to development as an intelligent and social creature, through interstellar exploration as a spacefaring culture. It has drawn wide attention for its massive scope and its use of an open-ended gameplay and procedural generation. The game is broken up into stages. The outcome of one phase affects the initial conditions and leveling facing the player in the next. Each phase displays a distinct style of play and has been described by developers as 10 times more complicated than its preceding phase. Despite being outdated, this game is still very original in its style. Nostalgia will definitely come into play if you used to play this game as a child. The game is extremely ingenious in the sense that you get to use your wild imagination to make 3D creatures and evolve them. Number 1. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Ori and the Will of the Wisps is a platform adventure Metroidvania video game, serving as a direct sequel to 2015's Ori and the Blind Forest. This game places emphasis on exploration, collecting items and upgrades, and backtracking to previously inaccessible areas. The player controls the titular Ori, a white garden spirit. As Ori, players must jump, climb, glide, and swim between various platforms to solve intricate puzzles. Unlike its predecessor, Blind Forest, Will of the Wisp relies on auto-saving rather than manually placed soul links. Besides a new mode called Spirit Trials, it also introduced side quests from NPCs to earn collectible items such as gold and ores, which are used to expand the game's hub area. Displaying world-classic graphics and gameplay, this game has the power of bringing tears to your eyes. Not only is the storyline outstanding and heartwarming, but it also makes you feel part of it. As for the gameplay, you'll be faced with challenging but entertaining puzzles, which might make you lose track of time as you're playing it. In addition, the soundtrack is absolutely out of this world. Moon Studios managed to do the impossible. They lived up to the standards set by the Blind Forest, but exceeded them in every way. Whether you're looking for a fun or a beautifully designed game, Ori and the Will of the Wisps will go beyond your expectations. If Michelangelo were a game designer, that would be the result. That's all I've got for now. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to see more of this, make sure to give us a thumbs up and turn on the notifications so you don't miss any of our new videos. You can also find us on our social media for more quality content.